build upon when you go and represent in other colleges, because it matters a lot when you meet new people. And as per my records, I have attended around 8 to 10 festivals, and I have won 4 5 competitions, and that was the most inspiring moment for me. And because my interest was mainly on management festivals, because that not only gives you to makes you do a basic studying of the marketing principles. For example, in my case, because I was a marketing student. So management is the first thing. And I say college ambience. Some of you may have questions like, okay, college ambience, what is inspiring about that? You see, that there are small moments, because when we used to go every day with people and so many activities going around, it's the vibe it creates. So that helps you it helps you keep going on what you're going to do, because especially because a lot of colleges are lacking this, and I think in KLCBA it is very well taken care of. And that inspires me every day to day, because I feel like going to college, I feel like doing an activity over there, because there's so many people, and the faculties would never let you down, because they never encourage you to just study, but at the same time also be actively involved in other activities. So for me, college, maybe it's a very small thing, but still, when it comes to day, it still inspired me. And another thing, the last point again here would be diversity of activities. You see, in no other college, maybe in the recent years, a lot of colleges might have picked up, but as far as I have seen, no other colleges offer such a diverse kind of activities. Studying is one thing. KLCBA is not just about studying, and that's why it's so well known when it comes to delivering what it has to. So not just studies, again, as I mentioned, there are quite a lot of forums. So again, your interest may not just be in studies, but it also gives you the opportunity to be in a management forum, or if you're good in sports, okay, there is a dedicated sports forum where you can shine with that. Of course, you have to do the basic studies, but it also gives you the right platform to also showcase your other talent which you have. And I think, again, that inspired me a lot, because it gives you freedom. Okay, studies is that, but ultimately you need something to balance it out. Everyday studying, okay, in that case we would have been somewhere else, because business never happens by just studying. It's all about the activities, experience, and exchanges. It's a collective thing. So for this one, my key takeaway would be here. You see, great things never come from comfort zones, because when you think about getting inspired or inspiring, you have to go out of your comfort zone. If not, you'll never hit that inspiring word. It's the same for me, because I have been talking to people, but I mostly do a lot of one-to-one consulting or career coaching, or it's mostly one-to-one. And I told Professor Ramakan that, sir, I'm good at doing one-to-one coaching, and I have been doing since quite a while. But then again, talking to so many people, and I think after 7 long years, it's the second time I'm talking to so many people, especially at the KLCBA. The first one was when I used to attend management festivals. So all of these, because there are a lot of uncomfortable things which happen. Okay, when it comes to your first event, maybe it's not the case now because everything is virtual, but when your first physical event is there are lots of opportunities to perform in stage. So again, a lot of people, of you are very shy, you do not have good language, or you should never hesitate. You should always get out there and try your best. Of course, you may have a few critics saying, okay, no, he didn't speak well, he misused that word, he did a grammatical mistake. Of course, no one is perfect. So you should be, if you got to have that inspiring moments, you have to be ready to get out of your comfort zones. Of course, you can always be comfortable, okay, just sitting in the last bench without interacting with faculty because you don't want to get noticed by everyone. No, you shouldn't be shy of all such things, because those are the initial steps if you want to have these inspiring moments. For me, these were the three. That
Bharat
was the
sir,
key.
sorry to uh,
Yeah.
Bharat sir, sorry to interrupt you in between. So could you
Mm-hmm.
just hide that stop sharing icon so that they can
Ah.
actually do the key takeaway?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So yeah, this was about the most inspiring. So yeah, hope it has inspired you at least a 0.1%. So yeah, again, yeah, my experience with the faculties. Again, here, I don't know if I could be 100%, realistic, because again, I had passed out 7 years ago, and none of the faculties which I went or studied with are there, are no more there. But I can definitely tell you the basic standards when it comes to KLE CBA and the course structure they have. Of course, there is a lot of new improvements now, but as far as I have experienced, I can share a few points with you. So again, the freedom. So here again, when I talk about freedom, see here the faculty in KLE CBA are never restrictive about anything. So they never tell you, okay, just keep attending. I need 100% attendance, and you have to score 80% of the marks in each of the exams, or you have to just sit in the class and doing none of the activities. Again, here it's again an opportunity which the faculties actively gives you. Okay, you just need to study what you have to, the basic, but then when you are actively involved in doing activities or organizing events, they give you enough freedom to go away from the classes to take that extra open breathe and organize events, and they give you the freedom basically to pursue your other interests other than studying. So they are never hesitant, and you can always go back to them saying, okay, even personally my experience, I think even the faculties were actively involved in solving personal problems. For example, for some, maybe you are in a hostel and you are not able to talk to your parents, and again your faculties are always with you. You can discuss with them very freely about, okay, if you are in a problem which you are not able to communicate with your parents or someone, your guardians, your faculties are always there. They are very free about that, and I really appreciate that. And when it comes to teaching quality, yeah, from the past years, again, when it comes to recruiting the faculties, they have been at the top. Again, they have picked very carefully, and depending on the industry experience and what they have to teach. And again, the reading materials I think was the best. It's very simple, and it is very easy to understand. There's no complications at all, and the quality was, yeah, it was up to the industry standard. So I don't have much to talk about the quality. And practical aspect, again, yeah, comparing with other colleges, here you would see it's not just about studying. Again, coming back to the various activities or forums they have, it's all about balancing both, because practical aspect is a very important thing when it comes to, because yeah, you're just graduation, this is your first enrollment, and practical aspect is very important, because still until the POC you're just into books, you're not exposed to any real life thing. So again, here when I talk about aspect, again it's logistics, organizing events. You literally do things, you communicate with the sponsor, you look for a supplier if you need something, and again attending management festivals, you literally do a business plan, you literally present it to the judge, you do a marketing plan, you do a finance plan. There's a lot of practical stuff which is associated with this course. And again, most importantly, you may have the whole world, and you may have all the best teachers in the world, best reading materials in the world, but if you're not focused on self-learning, you'll never be able to succeed. Because at the end of the day, you can expect everyone to do everything, but you yourself, if you are not ready to learn by yourself, you're never going to have that break or succeed in general. So that is very important. Of course, you will have all the help from faculties, but then it's again, self-learning is really keen, because again, as the age passes, as you grow older, you have to become very independent, because no one would be there. So it's a very important skill for me. So here my key takeaway would be again, yeah, see, only you can change yourself. No one else would do. You can ask all the help, but if you are not ready to convince yourself and work on that, I don't think anyone else could. So keep a good note on that. So moving ahead. So yeah, the student, I know I talk a lot about management festival because that was my key interest, and I think it's the closest experience which someone could get into the real life. So again, I'll quickly explain you how this is important and how that played a role for me. So again, you see how you or I introduce to myself, to it. So again here, so when the first, because usually when you first enroll yourself within the first month or two, usually there is a in-house management festival conducted specifically for the first years. Again here, this is your great opportunity. You just need to identify a few topics. If you already have an idea of where you would be interested in, if you are good in figures, for example, you could be around finance. Okay, if you like marketing, sales, if you have any such experience, again you can again there are different streams which you can choose. So the first thing here is you wouldn't have much experience. The only way you have to introduce yourself is just jump into that. You sign up to a team and you say, okay, I think I can try my interest in this field or this stream, and you just have to get in there. This is how you introduce, because it's your first time, you don't have any experience, you don't know how this thing would work. So once you get in there, you will learn. So because this is, and of course you will have mentors and you will be able to interact with them, and you will be able to ask them how you could do things here. But yeah, first thing is participate. That is the most important aspect, and what you can or cannot expect. So when I say this again, okay, management festival, again, it's for me it could be quite complicated for few, because if you don't have a good language, you will never be able to compete with others, because communication is very key. Even if you don't have the best ideas, but if you are great in communicating, you're I can 100% assure you, especially in the initial stage, you could be the winner, because it's all about communication. This is the very basic thing which they see, because they know, even the judges or the organizers know that being a first year student, you are just into this. In competitions, you wouldn't have any experience, and they know what level they have to judge. So the major thing they would be your communication. So please try to develop your communication skills. Of course, you cannot expect life is not fair, and the competitions are not always fair. Sometimes there are negatives and positives, and you don't have to take it for granted. Of course, okay, you had a good plan, but you weren't able to communicate that properly. Of course, you are going to lose, and you don't have to take it personally. Of course, because yeah, you know you have done your best, and you can, by that you will understand. Okay, I lack in presenting, or I lack in my personality, how I presented, or I lacked in my slides. I could have done better. Maybe that's where I lost, or I couldn't win. So again, you have to set certain limitations. You can, and it's not like, okay, the first time you participate, you got out in the first round, and you say, okay, I'm done with this. I cannot. I don't want to participate in this again, because you feel insulted. No, you should never. You should. For the first time, it's all about learning. You just need to participate, and yeah, you should have some limited expectations. And as the time goes, you will definitely improve. And how to better yourself with it? Yeah, again here, it's all about the things, because the management festival, it's again it's bounded by a lot of different activities. Like it could be your study streams, for example, marketing, finance, and all of these. Okay, they're all attached. Again, when it comes to teamwork, that is also a very important aspect, and a lot of important, like teamwork and studies, and you need discipline and your communication skills. There are a lot of important elements tied up with this festival. So this will ultimately help you in your 3-year journey to build your personality in a great way, I would say. And yeah, the key takeaway again, as I mentioned, So management festival are the closest you can get to the practical job life. Because if you talk about, because yeah, you wouldn't have any experience, and within the 3 years of studies, if you are able to do well, participate in these competitions and try to learn as much as possible, these the elements you would do there could be the closest thing you can prepare for the corporate world before entering. So moving on to next slide. Okay, again my experience in college about organizing events and how to make the most of it. I have a few points here. So yeah, this I will go through quickly because I have already explained you a few in my previous slide. Again here, organizing events, it's all about networking. If you're a shy person, you would be hesitant to meet, talk to your schoolmates too. For example, yeah, there's always, okay, I am shy to talk to this girl or that guy, or within yourself, you have an ego because yeah, you're comparing yourself because you have your own groups and silos you make. But yeah, this is not the place you do that. Never just be with your groups and always trying to be protective about the 6 7 people always try, because these organizing events, it gives you the opportunity to talk to different people. Don't restrict yourself by just being with the people you already know. That's not the point you come here for. Just try to be very open and try to network as much as possible. And organizing events, it makes you talk to people, not just internally but also externally. And again, as I say, bonding with your mates, it develops a special type of relation, and that's how teamwork and your connection with the college and the events you do. It's a great feeling, and it's a very important element you need to develop if you have to be good in teamwork and let the college recognize you. Because yeah, you cannot do anything by yourself. It has to be teamwork when it comes to doing things for college. Again, logistics, I said, yeah, when you organize events, there are a lot of tiny things you need. Of course, the same event which you have organized, I would say the event coordinators would have had to reach out to speakers and organize sessions. Again, the speeches they do about. So again, here when it comes to events, you see a lot of different things. If it's for example, you need to find a supplier to do the stage. You need to bring some materials which you won't be able to find easily, and you have to look for people in the market who would be able to provide you the right items. So again, here you develop a lot of logistical stuff and moving around, changing things which you might have never done at your home because your parents takes care of that. But here, when it comes to college, you have to do it, all of that, because it would be your event. Again, utilization of available resources. Yeah. So here I mainly mean, because whenever we organize an event, we usually need sponsors to get the prizes or to arrange the stage, certificate. There are a lot of activities which costs. Nothing is for free, of course. And when it costs, you need to, of course, the college would definitely support but when we are trying to do a big scale events, you need to find some sponsorships. Again, okay, you will be limited. So for example, okay, if you get a sponsorship of just 1 lakh, but your actual budget of the event was more than that, but then again you have to be very thoughtful. Okay, I just got this money, and how do I make the most of what I need? So it's again, you will start learning as you get involved in the events. Like, okay, we have only 30 seatings, so okay, but we have more than 30 people attending, so how do I cope up with that? So these are all the things which you learn as you progress. Again, planning and execution, yeah, once you go through this, you will, but yeah, it's more about you. I think it's more of you practically being there. You will learn, rather than me talking about planning or execution, because as you are first year students, you need to study about, okay, how do I do a good plan and how to execute. Again, without execution, plan would be nothing. So which you will soon learn in your studies. So again, here my key takeaway would be, see, expect the unexpected, and it takes longer than you think. You simply cannot do it alone. That's when I say teamwork. accept mistakes, always look for solutions, and ultimately actions speak louder than words. So you can think everything in your head, but if you are not actually doing something, it's nothing. So yeah, so that says it all. And yeah, if you want, I can explain later when you have questions. So moving ahead. So here again, when I say preparation meets expectation, here I mainly talk about, so how do you prepare yourself from year by year to get ready to enter into the corporate world. So starting with first year, again I say you don't have to worry a lot. You just need to get in there, blend with what the college has to offer. Just go out there and experiment, try to learn, go out, talk to people. Just blend in with what the ambience or the vibe of the college. That is very important. And for you to then understand, okay, what can I expect? So again, as I previously mentioned, for the first year, you have to strongly focus on basic educational concept. That's the because if your foundation is not strong, and as you go into second, third year, you won't have any clue of which specialization do I need to choose or which industry do I need to know, what am I interested in. So that's very important. Focus on your strong basics, and then I would say develop your extracurricular activities. Of course, here when I say not just studies, but again, if you are interested in any activities, be it sports or be it dance, or you like competing, or you like, there are also industry forums, like, okay, they take you to a certain industry and to get the exposure of how the factories work and what's their organizing skills and all. But here, yeah, you are definitely, you need to, in the first year, you will need to develop this. Okay, if you are fixed on sports, okay, I do studies and I pick sports as my other curriculum. And you can also strive, because I know a lot of people, even my classmate, I don't know if you know Yashwant, he's directing Kannada films because he's a great dancer with studies. He definitely, because you mean cultural forum, of course, careers and pursuing career in dance or any other cultural activity is really difficult. But he went through all the odds. He studied what the basics he had to study, but ultimately he was so focused on dance that he regularly attended competition. He performed in all the events which we organized, and he took that risk. And now I don't know how many of you watch Kannada channels. I rarely watch, but just because of him, I had to, because he comes on a lot of shows and he even directs a lot of, he's a choreographer in a lot of movies. But then, yeah, you have this freedom. So please, with studies, also start thinking of, okay, if you're into arts and craft, okay, there's also a forum where you could better yourself there. So always pick an extra hand. Okay, studies is one part, but what is the other curriculum activity you want to focus on? So that's for the first year. And second year again. So again, this second year and third year, this could be very early for you, but if you guys want to picture yourself, I would love to tell you to them. So second year again, keep a close eye on final year students. Here what I mean is, because they are the final year the final year students are eagerly planning for their change, because it's their last moment and they have to prepare themselves for the corporate journey. So here again, always try to keep talking to them and keep asking them, see how they try to prepare themselves and what other activities, or just keep an watch on them and see how they develop, because by that it will help you understand, okay, so these are the things I need to start preparing when it comes to the final year. It's just to have an early understanding. And again, when I say take a chill, okay, you don't have to be always focused and not very. When I say take a chill, it just needs to be relaxed. Things would be going on. Don't stress yourself too much. Once in a while, okay, you just try to relax and not to focus too much on. Okay, so studies, okay, you can definitely do it when the exams come and when the competitions come, you have to prepare. But there is always some time which the course definitely offers where you just need to lay back, relax, and not stress your mind too much. That's again very important. So you
क्या हुआ
refresh
उसका?
yourself and you're again good to go.
हाँ हाँ हाँ
And second year again, when I say trial and error, identify your areas of interest.
सर्टिफिकेट लेके आए
First
थे
year there is
क्या?
it's a different perception, or it's completely different when you look. In second year,
बैंक में भरना
you
है
really need to start thinking because the time is running.
एक
And trial and error means because you would be ready to pick your specialization.
मेरा एक्चुअली
So you need to always try to study different subjects and try to talk about different things. Go to your faculty who are who are specialized in different streams for marketing, finance, HR, and try to interact with them in order to for you to understand where you would best fit in. So you always need to keep trying a few things. Of course, on the first year you think finance is great, it's just numbers and I can easily solve. When you come to second year and you start feeling things are getting very complicated, so I need to find an alternative. Of course you pick your specialization, but your interest keeps shifting. So here, that's why by second year you will have to develop that what exactly I want to do. Again, study the industry and pick your specialization. Yeah, that's what you do. And for the third year, you strictly have to be focused on studies because that's your last bet to get good grades. If you want to study further, if you want to get selected in top universities, if you want to, because a lot of top MNC companies, or when it comes to post-graduation colleges, they need good marks. Without good marks, nothing is going to happen. So third year, you definitely need to have a strong focus on studies. And so if it depends again, prepare for your next stage. It depends if you're planning to work, if you want to directly go to a post-graduation. So again, this has to be taught at the start of the third year. Again, reach out to your relevant seniors or alumni and talk to them saying, okay, this is my situation. Do not hesitate, just try to go back to your faculty, because if you don't know any senior, go talk to your faculty, ask them to introduce them to some seniors, and always keep talking to them because they are the best people you can go to, because they would have actually gone through your journey wherever they have gone. So they would be the best people to answer your questions. So never hesitate and keep talking to your seniors. And just take the first step, and that is it. So here, my key takeaway: the best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. So as I say, each day, if you are expecting something for tomorrow, you have to prepare by doing that today. If not, if you're not doing your best today, don't expect that in the next week, you'll be somewhere great, because each day is very important and it's a very progressive thing. So every day matters. So try and give your best today so that tomorrow is better. I don't know each day, because if you're asked to do an assignment or if you're asked to do a homework, so just prepare yourself for the best today so that it's easier tomorrow. So moving ahead, time, my work experience, versus the corporate. Here again, we are running out of time. I'll slowly try to hurry, because my boss would come back to me. So my corporate journey here, internships versus first job. Again, internships it's a very different aspect when you compare with first job, because in India, I basically have done a lot of internships. I never really did a full-time job. So here, when it comes to internships, it's your best bet, because the companies does expect a lot of things, but they still know you're fresh graduates, and you have some room to make mistakes and learn a lot. So internships are really important. So when it comes to, for me, my BBA internship here was, I didn't focus a lot, because I thought it's just a graduation internship, I don't need to be really focused. But that hit me bad, because when you're trying to prepare yourself, you take it very lightly. I took it very lightly for my first internship, and I was wrong in that. But that's how I learned the lesson. And when I did my studies in Bangalore, I did my MBA, and that's when I knew I had to be I had to get out of my comfort zone. I didn't know anyone there. I just picked a good company and I straight away asked for an interview. I just went to them, I spoke to them. It was all new field. That's how I got introduced myself into this online marketing, which was really new and which felt very sophisticated, but I felt that it has a great future. So that's how I did my internship in Bangalore then. But yeah, that was very short, 3 months. Again, here I didn't have a lot of time, but at the same time, while I was doing my MBA, I had, because the market was really getting saturated in Bangalore. There are thousands of students who are passing out every year doing MBA. That's when I thought, okay, this online marketing is something new and and the industry needs a lot of them. I mean, specialized in that, and no one had the skills to do it. So at the same time, when I was doing internship, I started self-learning myself, and I thought, okay, maybe another master's would not be the right choice, but I still wanted to go for it. And before doing any first job, because again, it's a very thin balance. If you if you jump into the corporate world, it's very hard to get back to studying. So this was my personal mindset. So I thought, before things going out of balance, let me study how much ever I can. Thanks to my parents, who I was lucky enough that they could support me. But then that's how I picked, okay, first I want to do 2 masters, I want to do a PhD, I'll first finish all my studies. And that was when I jumped to my first job. And my first job, you wouldn't believe it, it was really in abroad. And yeah, you basically face a lot of challenges when you think about it, because the culture is, sorry, yeah, someone turned on the mic. So yeah, when I first came here, and I had to start with an internship because it's really hard, and I live in France, and you see, English is not the first language, and so again I had to bring my skills. That is the only way I could get a job here, because if you don't speak their language here, it's impossible to find a job. The only alternative you can find is you have to be very strong in your skills. So that's only how you can compensate. And then you could convince the recruiter, of course, okay, he may not know French very well, but he's really strong in what he does. So the company also tries to balance it out, saying, okay, we could still work it out. So it's a thin balance. But again, when it comes to corporate expectations, here, you see, they expect everything. They just need everything perfect, as many of you might have read this code. For a first job, for a 24, 25-year-old, they expect to have 20 years of experience. They absolutely need everything, and they're absolutely right on their side, but that's not at all possible. So here are some of the key things you need to focus before you enter, because when I say personality traits, again, it depends how you carry yourself. So you have to be very focused because each year when you pass while studying, you have to develop all these traits, and it's very important. And when I say survival and adaptation, here corporate expectations, yeah, survival is the first thing you do. When you first enter your first job, here I had to really survive, because I didn't have a lot of people speaking in English, and I didn't know the job well, because it's completely new, and I had to understand how it works. There are a lot of new things, nothing theoretical works here. So you just have to survive in your first job, understand everything, how the corporate works. And then when I say adaptation, okay, when you have learned to survive, and that's the time you improvise and adapt of what the company has to offer or what they are expecting out of you. Each day there is something new, they may come up with something new. You have to, when I mentioned about self-learning, corporates never teach you anything. Some of the companies do, but you are mostly by yourself there. They just give you the task, you will have to figure out how to do it. So again, adaptation is very important, and for that, self-learning is the key. So again, problem-solving mindset and ability. Yeah, if you want to run long-term in the corporate world, and if you want to be very successful, you always need to have this problem-solving mindset. If not, the companies you wouldn't be able to carry yourself on the long run, because companies need people who can solve things and who can work in a very efficient and effective way. If you're just physically there, you wouldn't survive a lot in corporate world, and ultimately you will end up quitting. So you have to prepare yourself, like the problem solving mindset and discipline. Yeah, for everything in life you need discipline, not just the corporate world. Without discipline, even your day-to-day life, in matter for anyone, discipline is the most important thing. So always make sure you are on your right track and you have your things outlined, designed, and just don't do things out of the blue. Always have a plan and follow someone's footpath, or if you are proud of yourself, you can have your own footpath. But yeah, you have to have discipline in whatever you do. Then continuous learning. So here when I say continuous learning, so that is why I am here, because you do all the course you do. I did my BBA, I did my MBA, I did another masters, but unless when you enter the corporate world, things on the market, the industry is moving so fast, you need to study every day. Because if there is so much competition, if the slightest chance you give, someone else overtakes and you're lost, and it's very hard to get back. So each day when you're actually in the world, or even if you're a student, try to keep learning. The school or the college might teach you something, but always go back just for a few minutes, just try to learn something. Because for me, when I first worked in abroad, I had to come, and every day, every night, I used to be so stressed because because they expect something when they hire someone, and here they have high expectation. And as it was my first job, I literally came back every home, and I was so stressed. I used to sit all night, prepare for the next day, and then go back so that I could breathe easily with them, and I knew how to do things. If not, it would be a very disastrous situation when your boss is watching and you're just like, what do? I don't know. So always do your homework, and you need to continuously keep learning. If not, you're out of the competition. There's so much of it, and people are literally, by every minute you're spending, actually people are striving to get successful. So make sure you keep learning and never stop it. So here, yeah, the takeaway you can see, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Because here, some people still say, especially for me, okay, he's a bit lucky, he's still there, he's doing all this, but you don't know what I had to go through or what preparations. Because each day from when I was in MBA, I had this all in my mind, and I had to work every day, I had to prepare myself, and you need to prepare. But because people think, okay, it's easier for them to just use the word luck, but they don't know how much of a struggle when someone has to go through when it comes to achieving. So yeah, it's a good word, but yeah, don't let anyone influence that. But you got to be prepared if you want to stand up to the opportunity when it knocks the door.
Can you, Rahul sir, say?
Importance of
Shilpa madam.
So yeah, importance of internship for a management student. Again, I have to try to go so quickly. I'm running out of time.
Yeah, I know already.
So again, yeah, it's the most critical part in every sense, again, because it's the most practical. It's your first exposure to the real world when it comes to studying or realizing. So please make sure you find an internship of which possible stream you would like, because it could be your first introduction to the real world, but not necessarily. Some of you might have already worked, but most of them, yeah, as you're in a first year graduation, I think it would be. But again, this internship for a management student, it allows you to test your ability, because you might have won a few competitions in college and you think, okay, I can do great in internship. But when you actually start doing it, you will realize what you can and what you cannot, because it's a very difficult journey. Reporting to your boss, because you would have never done that before. So you will understand yourself, how much you can do, and by that you can always improve, because that gives you an idea of, okay, where I am in the industry and what is my capability. Again, yeah, and the last point here would be always improvise. So for some things might be right. When I say internships, okay, you might have picked a specialization, you might have ended up doing a right one or the wrong one. You are not sure because it's just your first experience. You are prone to make mistakes. For some, it may be great because they have found the right thing, or for some, it may not be the right. But still, even if it's not right, okay, that's your first experience. You improvise yourself, try to find another internship in maybe try it in a different field you like, or a different company. But yeah, you shouldn't. Sometimes things go wrong. You shouldn't take it negatively. You just have to have this positive attitude. And I would say, okay, let me try again. It's just the first experience, and cannot always be right. So again, here the key takeaway would be there's no substitute really for learning about the world of work or being in the world of work. Strive early to get some kind of practical work experience, and internship is the thing. Has to, because there's no substitute. It has to be an internship. Of course, some of you might have your own business, but a lot of my colleagues, all of them had a lot of business. But even if though you have a business, unless it's not very critical, I would still suggest you to go out, work somewhere else, and see what it's like working under someone else. Though you have a great business, it's okay. Just for some time, go out there, learn, go in a different city, try to try to experience new ways, and just get out there. And again, of course, you can always come back and do whatever business you have. But then again, internships are definitely worth it. Moving on to this is, if I have to quickly put my message to all first year students. So here again, as you are very new to this, just understand what the college has to offer in terms of study, extracurricular activities, whatever it is. Just understand what the college can give you. Again, identify your strengths and weakness. For again, strengths, okay, you are great at communication, but you are a very you have a big stage fear. You see, again, you have to understand what are your plus and what are your minuses, so that you can develop yourself. Again, areas of your personal interest. It could be purely studies, or it may be extra activities. So again, you need to keep this in mind. First year, it will take some time to blend in, but definitely without hesitation, start developing relations and networking with your students. Again, don't be with always be with the people you already know. Try, go out, new people, make new friends, and be with them. And enjoy the moment of being a student. Here I say, of course, the KLUCB is the best place to do that, because after this, you're bound by so much responsibility. You'll never be a student, because master's program, no one cares about anything there. When you enter a master's, it's just you. They will just teach you, they will give you materials, and you just have to write the exam. They do not care about anything. They just care about how many people are coming, how much money they are getting, but you have to be smart in order to make the most. And KLCB is the last stage for you being called a student. After that, you have so much responsibilities and stuff to do. You won't be able to have this, though you are a student even in masters, but you will never have that feeling. So just enjoy the moment these 3 years. And again, it's the time. These 3 years are very crucial, because as you are growing very independent, and very soon you will be out in the real world working on your own. So again, here gaining trust from your parents is very important in order for you to continue your journey, because this is a very critical period. For me, I was to be honest, I was never a sincere student, but from first year I started realizing things, and even until my end of my final year, I never really had this the right trust from my parents. But then almost when I was about to finish my 3rd year, I literally convinced my parents, and I said, okay, I know things go good and bad way, but I started talking to them and they understood, okay, you have done, okay, forget the past, and if we are confident on you now, we know what you really want to do. And so if you have your parents or any guardian backing, so that's a great thing. So gain trust from your parents, tell them exactly what you want to do, keep sharing with them, because it's a great feeling when they are with you and when you see the future. So moving on again, financial independence. Yeah, now a lot of people are supported by parents or any relatives, and there's a lot of dependence. So again, here when it comes to graduating from CBA, you always have to keep thinking how best, because in no school in the world they teach about becoming, excuse me, becoming a financially independent. So this is again very keen. No one will teach you that. You have to figure out by yourself if it has to be a part-time job or if it has to be working right after your graduation. Yeah, because it depends on different situations, your family conditions. But yeah, start thinking about becoming financially independent as soon as you finish your course here. And on top of all of that, self-motivation. You have to keep motivating yourself by one or the other way. If not, because there are times when you have ups, like you feel good, you feel bad, but you have to find that trigger. Okay, where you have a bad day, just go back home and do something, the thing you like. Play a game. I know, okay, PUBG, I know the most famous game where they have banned in India currently. I'm sure some of you still might be sneaking in. But things like that, yeah, just if you have had a bad day, okay, that just keep it for that day, go back to home, just do the things you like, eat the things you love, and just bring back your mental power positively in a very positive state, because if you are not motivated, you will definitely end up struggling after some time. So yeah, so let me quickly go through this. A few things you need to focus while you're pursuing here. So again, remember and re-estimate for what the purpose you have come here. Because for some of you, you might have just ended up because someone told, okay, let's do this, it's fun here. But again, re-estimate this, why you want to or for what. Because if not, you'll be lost, you will end up graduating and you will just end up sitting somewhere. So again, it's very important. If you don't have any clear idea, it's still okay. In the first year, when you'll experience what's happening, what the college has to offer, then go and talk to your faculty and talk to them about, okay, what can I do considering your interests. Again, take time and understand what you really need from here, because KLE CBA, it can offer you a lot of things. So it's up to you what exactly you want to take away. You can take away everything, but again, if you're only focused on studies, okay, just pick that part. If you want to more specifically improve your personality trait, be very active in organizing events, hosting events, to keep talking on the stage, and see, it depends on what you want, and you need to identify that and just go out there. And again, don't be scared, make mistakes or fail. Of course, you will feel shy, you will feel miserable sometimes. If you have fluked in a subject, it could be anything, or you have made a miserable mistake standing on the stage, that's perfectly fine. This is exactly why you are here for. You have to make those mistakes as quickly as possible so that you can fail better. And in the end, I would say just keep pushing. You have to keep pushing. If you are just laid back, if you have this laid back attitude, you are never going to be successful in life, not just for this course or anything. You have to be very active and you have to keep pushing yourself for whatever you need. If not, you are never going to achieve. So yeah, that was it. I think hope you had some. Hope I woke you up, because I know it's afternoon time and half of you guys might have already slept there. As I can't see everyone. Everyone awake?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah, great. So yeah, if you have any questions, if you think if I missed any points, yeah, please feel free, and I would be
I would request if you have any questions, you can post it out into the chat box only related to this session.
मत लिखो, सिर्फ नाम लिखो
You
and
can talk about
if you have
the
any
experience
discussion
what you
about this
have.
event
Okay,
कल के
I would request each one of
वो
you
डालने
to
एक में डालने की 2-3 लाइन में डालने
please
की
put it out in
एक
the
ईमेल
chat
पे
box.
व्हाट इज द लर्निंग आउटकम ऑफ टुमारोज इवेंट ऐसे आज जाने से कोई रेडी करना है उसको बोलो महेश जी को बोलो फर्स्ट ईयर के इसमें वो भी
Anything
है
that you want to know with respect to
फर्स्ट ईयर
your
की
career
मेंबरशिप इसमें वो नहीं
perspectives
है
after BA, you can put out the questions here.
उसने राइस इज दैट शी हैज टू कॉल आल्सो अगर उसके लिस्ट में
I
कोई
can at
बच्चा
least
नहीं
see
है
most of them
let's
are
put
awake,
work
so
on
that's
this
good
one
news.
Yes, sir.
You have what do you?
Gaurav, I would like to ask you, as the event and the sports are planned out, the information will be provided to you.
Okay, ma'am.
Best time to practice for CAT.
Yeah, CAT. Yeah, okay. I don't know if things have changed. When you say CAT, is it for your post graduation masters?
Yes, for the post-graduation masters.
So it's yeah, because I don't know how much they have changed, because when I did my thing, I literally like studied for 3 months, I think, because if you have a strong foundation and you have, all the 3 years you have been actively attending all the classes and you have been scoring well, you don't need a huge amount of preparation. I think like 2 to 3 months is way more enough, because I know my CAT rankings were 320 in Karnataka, but then I still couldn't get a merit sheet because I chose PS and the cutoff was 280. But I think couple of months is good enough, 2 to 3 months. It depends. If you are very studious from the start, okay, it would be great.
आप लोग उधर
2 to 3 months would be
से
great.
कल से कपल
And I see, will I face a problem in getting job if I have scored 55% in Q2? Absolutely not. It may be a barrier, but as I
तीन
said,
लाइन से तीन चार
this
लाइन
is your
में
opportunity. You
काम
might
करें
have a bad history,
आगे
but even I was not the best student. In
मैं
my
बोल
second
रहा
PU,
था
I
हाँ
had
बोल रहा था
62.
यूनिवर्सिटी आता
You
हमारे
see, studying,
तीसरे बैच
it's
वाले
not like you
प्रॉब्लम
have to have the
प्रॉब्लम
best score.
यूज करा
But this would be a right opportunity if you score well
इन्स्टाग्रामचे
here.
टेम्पलेट असतं ना कॅनवा
So
वरती
then the
हां ते
55%
ते यूज
wouldn't
करा
matter a lot. In some cases, some
आणि
companies
याचा
might
इश्यू
have very
खूप
strict
सापडला
rules,
तुम्हाला
but you can
लिमिटेड
always start in
लिमिटेड
some other company.
इट इज व्हेरी व्हेरी मच
And yeah,
अवेलेबल
never think about that. It's going to be perfectly fine. Can I try out banking exam after BBA? Definitely, Prerna. But you will have to start preparing beforehand, because I know a lot of my
वरती
colleagues
नाव
who started preparing, and
कॉलेजचं नाव आहे
some prepared
हां मेन
after the
कॉलेजचं नाव
BBA
आहे
thing.
स्टँडर्ड येणार
You can
बट
definitely,
फर्स्ट
but you
2020
just need to think about it,
आता
if,
आपण
because you need a
चालू
specific training
केलं
when
असं
it comes to
टाकायचं
banking exams.
आणि त्यानंतर तुम्ही ते वरती सेशनचं
So
नाव
What
before
are
we
the main?
take,
असं वर्कशॉपचं नाव आहे
sorry sir to interrupt, before we take ahead,
हां
any
SSला माहिती असेल
questions
त्याचं
related
त्याचं
to
नाव
your
सांगा मला
academics, you
आणि
can
मग त्याने
contact the
त्याचं
academic
नाव
coordinator or the respective mentors wherein you'll be added. And apart from anything related to
फोटो आणि
the career
त्याचं नाव
opportunities, something into digital marketing, also you can ask questions regarding academics and also regarding the events that are being conducted. You are free to contact the
मला किती वाजता
faculties that
चालू
are
झालं आहे
being mentioned as a
लॉगिन टाईम
mentor
फॉर
for you.
मीटिंग असं टाका
Yes,
आणि 10
over to you,
मिनिटाच्या
sir.
पहिलेच टाईम टाका तिथे
Yeah, and
9:45
I see one more. Is there a negative marks in CAT? When I was there, I doubt we had any, but I don't know the latest regulations. Which subjects should I focus on BBA? Again, there is a wide variety of streams you can specialize in, but it is best when because you need to first jump into the first year, try to see what are the different subjects, because in your first second year you will have a lot of general subjects where it covers a vast array of topics, so you will need to actually be in there in order to identify what are your interests. I say digital marketing is now trending. Why? What's the importance, sir? Yeah, it's been trending since a long time, and it covers it's a big thing now. And importance, as in, you see, it's exactly the opposite of traditional marketing. Digital marketing, the term I would use is very smart. So it's very specific, it's measurable, It's result oriented, and it's very specific, and you can measure everything, you can track everything by just sitting on a laptop. Because nowadays people are all on your mobile phones. Everyone is online, so it's the best and easiest way to reach out to the customers with the least amount. For example, versus the traditional market, you have to be physically there. For example, you see boarding that has a limited reach. Of course, you can put a big hoarding in one of the areas. You will have a few people there, but you will never be able to measure, okay, if that hoarding worked or not. But it also costs you tons of money. Digital marketing it's the best way, and it's the cheapest way to reach out to all the customers, and exactly when they want it, because it has so much advanced settings that if you guys are looking for something, I can easily identify that, okay, you're looking for something, and I need to show my relevant products. So you can understand your customers well and when exactly they are looking for something. So that's the thing. And I think how do I choose a first field? Yeah, you don't have to choose anything in your first year. So you will have very common subjects. You first start studying all the general subjects, and then you will automatically, when you start interacting with your faculty, you will understand what are the different streams. What's the use of selectives in the MBA final year, like finance, HR? But working in India abroad. What specialization did you opt in? Yeah, for me, I opted for marketing. It has always been marketing in whatever I studied. Which is best, working in India or abroad? So again, this is a very difficult thing. In India, absolutely, but I think when it comes to work-life balance, abroad is the place. And especially when I say abroad, not everywhere. There are very specific countries. For example, in France, the labor laws are very strict, and you have a very good work-life balance, which is not at all the case in India, because they stress on you a lot, and there is so much politics. Of course, everywhere there is politics, but I think when it comes to job abroad, foreign countries have a much strict regulations protecting the employees. I would definitely say abroad. But yeah, I would love to come back to India and work. What's your take on aviation industry for BBA students? Aviation industry, yeah, I'm very sorry. I don't have much to say there, because yeah, that's not at all related to me. Maybe your faculties could help you on that. Finance, HR. See, when it comes to specialization, there is a demand for everything. It may be the smallest thing. You just have to be very focused on what you do. HR, of course, you have your own set of skills, you have your own things. Finance, of course. Marketing, of course. But whatever field you choose, everywhere there is big, huge opportunities. But you just need to learn how to do best in that particular field. Are there any projects scaling like marketing? I'm sure your faculties must have a few projects, but the ultimate project would be your final year internship, where you'll also have to write a report. Is extracurricular activities more important than education? I would say equally important. Not more important, but extracurricular, it's again equally important than education, because that pushes you and gives that experience of other side of life, wherein education, yeah, definitely, but I think they are both very, very, very important.
So sorry to interrupt you. So one more last question, then we'll be closing this particular section.
Yeah, okay, because I just have one video to show, and
yes,
yeah, there are. Yeah, any last question? I would say, please. Sports or events? Yeah, both. I would say go for both, whichever. You just have to. For me, cricket was the best thing, and I always played cricket. I have played my district, and that was it. And yeah, it was great talking to you. And yeah, we are running out of time, so you'll have to get back to your faculty for more questions. I just have a short video to show you. Hope that can motivate you. And after that, that would be it until I see you next time. And thank you so much for everything. And yeah, I would again especially like to thank Professor Ramakant sir for giving this opportunity. I hope you learned a few things, if not a lot, and hope I didn't make you sleep. So yeah, just before signing off, I would like to wish you all the best, and I'll
So,
just play a short video. Yeah.
once your video is done, after that, a couple of minutes, Principal Sir would like to share some views with you, with all of us.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm good then. So can take over.
So, hello,
Okay.
good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon to Bharat. Actually, it's a good morning for Bharat because since he has joined us from France all the way. So, Bharat, it
Yeah.
was a great session. I was there since beginning, and I must tell you that session was absolutely as per expectations because I was looking forward from your side that being an eminent alumni of KLE CBA, whatever
Person.
experience you have earned so far in the college and after the college also, I was very much sure that I was looking forward to you that your experience will be a great lesson for our new KLIP CBA students and the exact way you have shared everything with the students. One more thing I would like to tell all the students and all the faculties who are joined over there that Bharat was absolutely busy in his schedule. He had he had a great online meeting and event which he was the key person to take care about the marketing activities. But in spite of that, he agreed to talk to the students. He agreed to address the students. It was a time difference of 3.5 to 4 hours in the timing of India and time of France. But still, he did not hesitate to talk to me. He did not hesitate to share whatever things were expecting from him. So, Bharat, thank you so much from bottom of my heart for accepting our invitation and addressing the students.
Absolutely, sir.
And
Absolutely.
I'm sure students have received a lot of inputs from your address. And on behalf of all my faculties, management, and all behalf of my all students, I wish you best of luck for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So it was absolutely a pleasure being all there. Of course, maybe I have missed a few points to cover, but then I think they got the whole picture. And yeah, I hope this video will motivate them to get started
Definitely, sir.
with the things that they want to
Yes.
do in life. So let me stop. Yeah. Okay. Let me go back. Can you all see the screen?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I play? Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my boss is already calling me, so let me quickly. Can you hear this? Can you
Uh,
hear this?
no, sir. The audio is not audible.
Okay. How do I? You see, again, there is advertisement here. It's full of advertisement. So maybe now, is it audible?
So no, it's not. It's still not audible.
Maybe I can share. Maybe I can share the link if you can play. Maybe from
Yes, sir.
as you as you're a host, so maybe you will have
Yes.
those. Let me quickly share that. I just have the link. So you think you can play that, please?
Yes.
This young man just texted me right now. He took action on my program, which most people don't. He is
Is it audible, sir?
Yes, yes. It's not the greatest quality, but
And there's a tremendous amount of liberation that comes when you accept that you're always going to need to give yourself. You're never, ever, ever, ever going to feel like doing the things you need to do in order to have what you want. You're always going to need to push yourself. You're always going to need to care of yourself. So what is the net advice on this? What is the bottom line? The bottom line is, no one's going to no one's going to push you. No one's going to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's going to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamed about. Nobody's coming to write a business plan for you. It's up to you. In order to be that man, in order to be that woman, you're going to have to get out of your own way. In order to produce stuff that you've never produced before, you're going to have to say something you've never said before, do something you've never done before, so you can be the man or woman you've always wanted yourself to be. It's easier to accept the fact that I'm just not good. I wasn't made to do it. But yeah, some of us can't be in the project. I'll tell you right now, man, we can do a lot of shit when it comes to this pure drugs and willpower and get through shit. We have a lot more to go, a lot more. Self-discipline is everything. And if you don't have it, I look at you like I'm never capable of it. It's all on you. It's all on you. The self-talk is what's big. Clean up your room. That's a good start. Organize your local landscape. Schedule your time. Start taking control of yourself. See if you can stop saying things you know to be lies. You will always have a million excuses not to do it, not to feel like it, not to believe in yourself. There are the only thing that matters in your life and your business is the action that you take. And the more consistently that you take action, the faster you will start to believe in yourself because you will see proof that you're not the kind of person that sits around and guilt and that you're not a victim that sits by and gets sucked into other people's stuff. You're not that kind of person. So it won't make sense to believe it anymore, but it starts with action.
that was it.
Yes.
So yeah, if it didn't give the right feeling, you can. I've shared the link. You can always watch it by yourself.
Yes. Without
Okay, then.
taking much of your time, sir,
Yeah.
I would like to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the entire family of KLCBA Hubli, okay, for taking time out of your busy schedule and being a part of such a nice session. It was really delightful to have you, sir.
Yeah. Same here. Thank you very much for organizing this. And
Yes.
yeah, until I see you next time, I wish you all the best. And yeah, have a great afternoon then. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I can share the slides with sir, and maybe if they want.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Yes.
Okay then.
I
Bye.
would, yes, I would request all the students to stay back. Okay, so after this wonderful session, which specifically spoke about how you have to take control over your life, I would like to give you some certain set of guidelines wherein this particular college has been following for many years. So I would, I would request all of the students to be active. Okay, and also I would be sharing certain set of guidelines for the next 3 day session, like what are the things that you would require for the next 3 days. So I would request all of you people to to unmute yourself, sorry,